welcome to this episode of Stylish Leadership. My name is Matthew Simmons, your host, and in this episode, we're going to talk about ring placement, the significance of where you put your rings. So, we see guys wear rings all the time. We see women wear rings all the time. What is the significance of the finger? Most rings you're ever going to see are going to be either on the left or the right hand ring finger, and that on the significance of that is going to be for your wedding band. And on the left-hand side, that's usually going to be for the American Western culture, and then usually the right hand is usually for maybe the European. Other than that, that's really the significance of that. But there are others. You can see there's the thumb, there's the middle, there's the pinky. What is the significance of those? If you wear a ring on there, what are you trying to say? So we're going to go into these real quick and discuss that. So we already talked about left and right, so we're going to go to the pinky. What does a ring on the pinky say? Well, so this is often a man that wants to wear, it's usually men, women rarely do this. You want to make a statement, wear it on your pinky. This is usually going to be, I'm going to kind of glance at my article here. It's going to be a pinky ring, have a couple of advantages. They don't have religious or cultural associations, but they don't touch or interfere into the other fingers at all. So you can really wear a cool ring there. It isolates from the body a bit, making it more of an eye-popping statement. So a pinky, if you wear it on the pinky, you're going to be making a statement. The ring finger, we already have kind of discussed what the ring finger is. Not going to go really into that. It's, then we're going to have the middle finger. So the middle finger right there, what is the middle finger? So obviously there's an obvious reason for what we use the middle finger for. But for a ring, what are we saying? So rings worn on the middle finger are surprisingly uncommon. In part, that's because it's adjacent to the index finger, and anything bulky can be quite a hindrance for manual tasks. A lot of first-time ring wearers might feel more comfortable with the middle finger purely because it feels so central, sturdy, and frankly manly. So there really is no purpose for a middle finger ring. I have done it before because a ring didn't fit, and I thought I was standing out. It felt weird. And then that takes me to the index, and I did wear a high school class ring on my index finger, and it was because it didn't fit. But it actually kind of felt cool having a ring on my index finger. So what does it say of the index finger or the pointer finger? So there's a natural instinct to keep the pointer finger clear, since we use it for so many things. If you go back hundreds of years, the index finger was the most common location for a man's ring, generally a signet or crest ring in some parts of Europe. People below a certain rank were actually forbidden from wearing rings because they denoted specific family status. So it's pretty much one of those deals where it's personal preference at this point, but you definitely can wear a signet ring, a class ring on the index finger. So it's kind of interesting. And then we go to the thumb. Thumb rings have a slightly outlandish feel to people who come from conventional North American culture, but they're actually reasonably common worldwide. In most societies, a thumb ring on a man is a sign of wealth or influence, and they tend to be broad or bulky to reflect the thumb. A thumb ring is also often the natural choice for men who want to wear multiple rings on the same hand, since it's at least somewhat distanced from the others. So if you want to wear you usually see a lot of guys who they have a thumb ring. They also have like a ring finger. So it just kind of depends on your personal preference. But that's kind of the significance of it. So how many rings can you wear? You may be asking. What's the maximum a guy can wear? It all depends on the ring. Generally, you won't wear more than one on any given finger. But then you'll run into things like clusters of 4 or 5 wire thin bands that are meant to be worn together. Personally, I'm wearing 2. I'm wearing 1 on each hand. That's common. Usually on my my right hand finger is reserved for either some form of a status ring or a class ring or a company ring, or whatever. And then this is either a purity ring or a wedding ring over here on my left hand. That's just kind of how I do it. It just depends on what you're doing. You can be like Mr. T and you can wear 3 on one hand. It's the more you wear, the bulkier and gaudier it's going to look. So I would just the quantity I think is more in your personal taste. But if you want to be a stylish, classy leader, only wear a couple, period. one on each hand, and you'll be good. So that concludes this episode for ring placement. So when you wear a ring, understand it. Go to simsessentials.com, check out the content there. We'll see you in the next episode. Own your own style, my friends. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. Peace.